Welcome to Nostalgic Necro, and today in the arena we are playing Boros Equipments. Now I know what you're probably thinking, why the hell are we playing Boros Equipments? It's not exactly on theme for this channel. I'll tell you the story behind today's video though. Last night I sat down to record something and I gave myself one challenge. I said to myself, Necro, you are going to play with some of these new cards. Because as far as I can tell, except for the Kavera Mindbitten, which is obviously a very powerful 4-mana reanimation spell, which is getting a lot of attention, no one is really playing with the new cards. And I do feel like as a content creator, I have some responsibility to showcase these new cards, even though I know a lot of people are saying that this set is not very powerful and stuff like that. I feel like, it's good to push the comfort zone and just try something new. So that's what we are doing today. So what I was doing, I was rummaging around Untapped. I was looking for a list that had some sort of, competitive win rate, and also was playing around with at least some of the new cards. And this is what I settled on. So this list got Sodacy to Mythic with a 14-11 record, which is something like a 56% win rate. Obviously nothing that impressive, but it also is playing with new cards. So I saw it and I thought, it's got a positive win rate based on obviously a very small number of games, but still positive win rate. And also it is playing some of the new cards. So I said, let's push the comfort zone. We're going to try this Boros Equipment out today and see how it does for us. Now, before we talk about the new cards, let me just talk about in general what this deck I think is trying to do based on the gameplay that I've had. So the whole idea is you want to get equipment. So you've got a whole bunch of creatures that either ramp or allow you to do things with equipment. So you have this Freya Crescent, which you can tap for red, spend this mana only to cast equipment spells or activate equipment abilities. And then you also have this Zookeeper Mechan, which has got nothing to do with equipment, but it does let you ramp and add red mana. And then there's also this Raubahn Bull of Mhigo, which when it attacks, you can attach up to one target equipment you control to a creature that is attacking. And then of course we have Cloud Midgar Mercenary. I think people will probably be pretty familiar with this card. First of all, when it enters, you can search your library for any equipment that you want and put it into your hand. And then if Cloud isn't equipped, then if an equipment has a trigger ability, it triggers an additional time. So that's pretty cool. You get the sort of double effect with Cloud. And then the other thing that is cool here is this Kellan, the Fae-Blooded. Search your library for an aura and equipment, reveal it and put it into your hand and shuffle. That's the adventure side. And then the permanent side is a very powerful 3-mana double striker, and then other creatures you control get +1/+0 for each aura and equipment attached to Kellan. I thought this was pretty cool because it sort of allows you to focus on getting one creature really big with equipment, but then the rest of your board state, also gets the benefit of that. So I thought that was a pretty interesting card. And then obviously we have a whole bunch of equipments. A lot of them have a lot of text. I'm not going to go through all of them now. You'll see them in the gameplay. Sword of Wealth and Power. We have the Sword of Vengeance. We have the Buster Sword, and we have this Dragonfire Blade, and also this new card, Archangler's Skyrod. So let's talk about some of the new cards very quickly. This is an equipment. When it's equipped to a creature you control, and when that creature attacks, you can tap target creature and opponent control. So it's a good way to get through. And of course, if you equip it to Cloud, then Cloud gets to tap 2 creatures because that triggers 2 times. So that's a pretty cool thing there to just get through for damage. The other new card that this deck is playing with is with the Ademi of the Silkchutes. This creature is pretty cool, 2 mana, Flash. I like Flash, lets you sort of ambush your opponents and take them by surprise. 1 mana it gains flying, and 1 mana you sacrifice it. Creatures you control gain hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. This is pretty relevant because you do need to protect your board state. Once you've got a creature with a whole bunch of equipments on it, then you don't want someone to just kill it. This is just another way of protecting it. Some of the equipments though also have built-in protection. This gives your equipped creature hexproof and protection from monocolored, and this gives your creatures protection from instants and sorcery. So the equipments also have protection built in, but it's always nice to have additional protection. And also this deck is playing a whole bunch of protection. It's got restoration magic to protect your permanents, giving them hexproof and indestructible, and this reroute system which you can target artifact or creature, gains indestructible until end of turn. It's also got this other mode to deal 2 damage to a tapped creature. And then this deck also, by the way, has a whole bunch of removal with the Hardlight Containment and Sheltered by Ghosts. Sheltered by Ghosts, of course, is an aura, so if you attach it to Kellan, it gets the benefit there as well. But in terms of new cards from the set, this deck is also playing the Wonderweave Aerialist, which is a pretty interesting card. It allows, first of all, it's got War 2, which makes it hard to interact with, so I do like leading with this card. And then if it's modified, it gets flying, so that's pretty cool as well. And then it's a nice little combo with the Dragonfire Blade, because this is equipped. This says equipped for the ability costs 1 less to cost for each color, and this is actually 2 colored, so you only need to spend 2 mana to equip it. And then this deck is also playing this Verilax the Havenskin. I'm not really sure why it's in here. I mean, it's a very powerful card, but it doesn't really synergize with equipments as far as I can tell. Maybe there's some combo I'm not aware of, but essentially when Verilax enters, if he was cast, return target creature card from the graveyard to the battlefield, and if damage would be dealt to Verilax, prevent that damage and put that many counters on him. So certainly a powerful card, but I'm not really sure why it's in this specific build. Maybe the creator was just experimenting with new cards like I'm trying to experiment today, and they just thought, let's throw it in and see how it goes. And then it's also playing this Multiversal Passage, which is a pretty cool card to smooth the mana base. As this enters, choose a basic land type, then you may pay 2 life. If you don't, it enters tapped, and then this land is the chosen type. So pretty cool card because it does let you get mana that you need, and it also would create a way of getting your Verge online. So that's pretty cool as well. But yeah, that's what we're doing today, trying out some new cards with this Boros equipment deck. And as always, I may be the nostalgic necro, but I want to find out. Sarah Sodacy did very well with this deck, getting to Mythic. It's not, as far as I can tell, the most powerful build in the world, but it is playing with new cards. Let's find out how we do with it in the arena today. Okay, well, I'm challenging myself just to jump into the deep end with this deck and just see what happens. I have no idea how to really operate it, to be absolutely honest. I'm not that familiar with equipments, but it does play around with some new cards, so that's a bonus, right? We want to play with the new cards. Okay, opponent goes first. I mean, we need another white, otherwise we're pretty screwed here. I think we keep it, but if we don't hit white, we're pretty sad. At least we have some early removal. Don't hit white. Instead, we get another one of these things. What is this? Oh, why couldn't I attach this to you? Trying to control. Oh, this is enchant. What does this do? Enchant artifact you control. When this aura enters, exile target creature an opponent controls. Enchant artifact. Oh, it's only an artifact. Oh no. Oh no. What do we do? I didn't read this card properly. Enchant artifact you control. Okay, so we can put it, get this down, and then use that. I guess we try that. Getting mana screw. These are very cool. War 2, very tough to deal with. We're gonna have to draw this land. What does this do? Sacrifice. Hold on, I'm trying to read this. Sacrifice this creature. Search your library for a spider hero card. Reveal it. Put it onto your hand. Then shuffle. So we can force them to sacrifice it. Or we can put this on, but they could have something like, they could have removal. So I don't really want to do that right now. Let's try this. This. Opponent will, they don't. Wait, why didn't they do that in response? Oh, it's activate only as a sorcery. Okay, I seriously am learning this as I go along. And then this is, oh, it's equipped too. I could have equipped it. Whoops. I should have equipped it. Destroy target creature. Okay, can we please draw our white land? We don't. We draw a fourth one of these. Are you kidding me? It's ridiculous. Yeah, I'm happy to discard something. I'll discard one of my 4 Wonderweave Aerialists. And discards Enduring Courage. Man, we are both... they play red? Okay, please give me a white source. Please give me a white source. Please give me a white source. Yeah, so this wouldn't have helped. It's only protection from instants and sorceries. Ah, okay, opponents. Okay, we get starting town. It comes in tap though. This is Ward 2 now. So yeah, I think we're just too far behind here. I wonder why opponent didn't want to get the... Okay, well at least we have land coming up now. This is Ward 2, so it's a problem. Guess we just try get one of these down. think both us and opponent have not had the best start here. But we're gonna try. Okay, I think we have to try and Sheltered by Ghost this thing, right? We could also try and protect it. The equipped creature gets +2/+2 and has protection from instants and sorceries. Do we try that? Let's try it. I think they're holding up removal here. Okay, cool. What else does this do? What else does this thing do? Hold on. Whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, create a treasure token. When you next cast an instance or sorcery spell this turn, copy that spell. We may choose another copy for the target. I'm thinking, buddy. Okay. Get a treasure token here. We can't deal with their ward creature, unfortunately. It does have ward 2. And get down another one of these, or this, 3/3. I think I want to preserve my life though. Okay, can the opponent just kill us here? I'm surprised that this is still alive, to be absolutely honest. Over to the Baelmerk. Opponent doesn't get a good hit. That's pretty lucky for us. We'll take it. Okay. We're actually in this somehow. We'll put it on you because you do have protection from instants and sorceries. Let's try this. Cool. Opponent's down to 8. We get a treasure token. We'll use it to get you down. And what do? Equipped creature gets +2/+2 and has hexproof from monocolored. Very interesting. Okay, opponent will be able to reanimate. They get Overlord of the... Another Overlord. But we have Sheltered by Ghosts. Can we just hit them? I think we can just win, right? They can get Town Greeter, but we can give all our stuff flying. I think we're okay here. Another Sheltered by Ghosts. Wait. So this costs 1 for each color. So wait, this would be 2? Yes, it's 2. And then we, this has reach. So we Sheltered by Ghosts. This has no flying, right? Yeah, we Sheltered by Ghosts this. And attack. Okay, opponent was, initially they said go, go, go. And that kind of like bothers me a little bit, but I think they were pretty gracious in the end. And nice to start with a win. I didn't expect that. This deck is pretty cool. Let's keep going and see how it goes. It's certainly different. Okay, starting out with a win there, and certainly, it's pretty tough to just read all the cards on the fly. We got pretty mana screwed there as well. This is a very useful card. That's something I learned in a couple of games that I've played. It's very tough for opponents to deal with this. We go first. We unfortunately don't have red on turn 1. That's the only downside here. But otherwise, it's a really good hand. So this has, during your turn, Freya Crescent has flying. Ooh, Cloud is pretty cool. I quite like leading in with this though, just because it has the ward. It means opponents are going to struggle a little bit to deal with it, and that's pretty good, Add red, spend this mana only to cast an equipment spell or activate equip abilities. Okay. So we can use that to get this sort of vengeance. Which does what? Exclusively plus super says First Strike, Vigilance, Trample, and Haste. Amalia. Do we just take Amalia now, or do we try hold one more turn? Amalia is problematic. And second game in a row where I'm just not getting those lands I need. think I will take Amalia here. It is one of the best cards for this kind of deck. I mean, I don't exactly know what they're up to yet, but Amalia is very powerful. It would be great to get a red source. How many lands does this deck have? Not enough, clearly. I need to check that after this gameplay. Okay, I was kind of banking that they didn't have interaction. Okay, they take out these Sheltered by Ghosts. So we get the starting town. It comes in tapped, unfortunately. So we can go for this. Okay, let's start with an attack here. I'm pretty sure opponent won't be blocking. They decide to block. I'll be pretty happy with that. I don't, Amalia's scary. Very, very scary card. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. We could actually... Oof. Target permanent gains hexproof and indestructible. Let's do this. Yeah, let's do this. Let's give it indestructible here. Kill their Amalia. And then get this down. Puts us really nicely ahead. Next turn we can go for Cloud. Find an equipment and maybe even cast it if we draw land. Essence Channeler. Okay. Opponent might have Sheltered by Ghosts here. They're eyeing all our stuff. Okay, they do have Sheltered by Ghosts of their own. That's not great. Buster Sword. And this does First Strike, Vigilance, Trample, Haste. I guess we just do this. I guess we'll attack again. I mean, obviously they won't block now because of the... Go for Cloud here. And what can we get with this? We can get any enchantment. Is there any enchantment? Do we have anything that can deal with their stuff? We can tap it. Quickly and reach, and whenever this creature attacks, tap. Whenever this creature deals combat damage, this is pretty good, but the only problem is I'm going to take this. If we can tap down their stuff, that could help. Obviously, we have to pay the ward cost with this Essence Channeler. They have another Essence Channeler. And another Essence Channeler. Ooh, boy. This just got very, very tricky for us. So the only lucky thing we have is that they can't attack right now. So we can tap down their stuff. Right? Right? So we can put you on you. And then attack with Cloud, and we can tap two of their things. I think that's how it works. Tap. Tap. And now they can't really block. I mean, they can, but I don't see why they would. They decide to block. Interesting. This is legendary. I did not know that. We'll keep the untapped one so it can block. Okay. So we kind of have a way of dealing with this current board state. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. Do we block one of these? And then they only have two creatures? And we can keep tapping them down? I think I quite like that. I think that's good, right? Obviously we need them to not top deck more creatures, but it could be a good situation for us. Oh, but now we can only tap one thing. Right. Cloud lets you... Okay, that's actually not great. We can do this. 2/2 has protection from instants and sorceries. Whenever equipped creature... That's a bit expensive though, right? I think we'll do this and just tap down their Essence Channeler. anything else we can do? No. Oh, whoops, why did I tap the Essence Channeler? I forgot that. Thought it was something like a stun count. Okay. I think opponent might get ahead here. They don't draw well. Oh, we don't draw that well either, unfortunately. Okay, at least we can do something here. We can get this and this down. Is this the only one we can do? We can do this one. This is 3 and 3. We don't have the ability for it. This is 3 and 2. Draw a card. I'd like drawing cards. I think we need to draw cards. Okay, sure, tap you. Okay, draw a card. That's not ideal. And then what? Oh, we can just play this down. Which of these is better? First strike, vigilance, trample. Protection from whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to create a treasure token. I think we'll just do this right now. I don't think I need more treasure tokens. I need life somehow. Okay, that's not great. Okay, can we deal 12? I don't think we can deal enough damage here, unfortunately. If this was double strike, we could. I think we're going to have to draw like Sheltered by Ghost or something here. Tap you down. 7-4. Can we find any way of dealing this situation? This is a 2-2. Are we just dead though? We might be. So we're going to play... we can play this... We can do everything, right? Play this, and then play this. Oh, it's got... Why does this thing have vigilance? Oh boy. It's got vigilance. Okay, it's got vigilance. Yes. This thing gives it vigilance. Okay. Case of the Uneaten Feast. The opponent can crack it. They're good game. Why? Do they have the win or do we have the win? I don't know why they're good game just there. I'm not good gaming yet. I'm not comfortable. I think we might be okay. But I don't think we are quite there yet. This has first strike. So we can block you safely. And... you? Oh no, they get to put the counters now? Oh, because it's first strike. Oh, we're on 1? Oh boy, we get there in the end? I didn't actually realize that, so they can put the counters on... That's a crazy one. Okay, because it was first strike, they got to put the counters on... So we killed their thing during the first strike phase, and then they got to put the counters on their Sanctify. We're very, very lucky there. I completely did not read that situation. Yeah, okay. Somehow we got the win there, and I'm actually very surprised. This deck is performing quite well. Obviously, you know, need to test it a hell of a lot more, but I'm kind of surprised that the first 2 games have been wins. I won't lie about that. Okay, starting well here, but I'm kind of putting it down to beginner's luck and also maybe the arena being a little bit kind to us with matchmaking. Okay, this is pretty cool. I mean, we have stuff to do. So this, for each color, okay, so this would be cheaper to equip on you because you're 2 colored, something like that. Green. Paw Patch. What do we go for here? Cloud? Cloud is pretty good. Green doesn't have much removal. They have Bushwhack, we're pretty sad. Let's just lead in with this. I do like leading in with this. It does have Ward. Could be a little bit slow. So this would cost 2 now to put on this Aerialist. Wonderweave Aerialist. Okay, opponents played white now, so they've got a high chance now of having access to a removal spell. They don't attack. Okay, we'll play the starting town so it doesn't come in tapped. Probably go for... I'm just trying to think here. Sorry, opponent. I'm thinking. I'm trying to figure out what to do here. I don't know anything about this deck. This is actually pretty good. We'll go for it next turn. We can use this to tap down their stuff. The only problem is they get 1/1 counters with it. Okay, we'll get this one that lets us draw. I think I prefer the one that lets me draw. Okay, well, yeah, we can just attack here. So the problem is their stuff's going to have wards, so it's going to make it difficult for us to tap down their stuff. Oh, they've got the Seam Rip for Cloud. That's pretty sad. They don't go for Cloud. Interesting. Why would you not go for... Why would you go for this? Pretty confused by that. Maybe the reason will become apparent later. Okay, we play land. I think we have to go for the Sheltered by Ghosts. Then we don't have the ability to... We will go for Sheltered by Ghosts here though. Take this out. Kind of hoping the opponent doesn't have removal now, because from next turn we can start tapping down their stuff. So the question is, do they have a way of getting rid of this Cloud? That would be pretty much an auto loss, I think. Cosmogran Zenith is bad, but they haven't been able to double spell. That's pretty good for us. So we can... tap it down. Oh, it's got the ward 1 though. We can also do this, and it gets +1/+2/+2. But it's not enough to deal with the Zenith. I think we just do this. Tap it down. We only want to do it once though. And then we play you. Okay, this is pretty relevant. 6 mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can't do it all, unfortunately. And it has another Zenith, so we're going to struggle to get through now. Because they've also got this Heirloom. Ooh boy, okay, I think our situation here is pretty bad. Don't really have a way of getting flying or getting around these little blockers. Okay, what the opponent's doing is pretty cool. I like the idea of using Zenith to build up like a wide board state and then protecting it with the Innkeeper's Talent. Yeah, cool. So, I don't think this... You know, I'm not too familiar with this deck, to be absolutely honest, but I don't think it can get out of this situation. Okay, gets to draw. We draw land. So we can give it First Strike, Vigilance. It also has Trample. That's pretty relevant. It's pretty relevant. +2/+2. Yeah, it's pretty relevant, but it won't be enough, right? Gets +2/+2. I mean, hold on. We can put it... You got flying? Flying, but we'd need 3 to equip it. Yeah, I don't know, man. Maybe there's a better play here, because now we can't really attack in, because then they get back all their stuff. So I think we're just toast here, right? I think we'll wait one more turn, but I'm kind of ready to scoop here. I don't think we can survive this. Opponent, if they double spell again, we'll go absolutely nuts. Oh, they've Sheltered by Ghosts too. Okay. Let's congratulate our opponent on that victory and move on to the next one. Okay, taking the first loss there, double Cosmogrand Zenith is certainly a rough situation. We go first. Okay, we get the Restoration Magic. I haven't really been drawing this. It's a very cool card that I like a lot. Okay, we'll keep this. This is very useful. This allows us to add red, and then there's a 7 mana ability which I doubt we'll ever get to see. So I don't really know why this card is in here, just for ramp. So I think our plan is to try and get this down and hopefully protect it, and maybe we can at some point add an attachment to it, something like that. Waiting for the opponent here. They are number 744 Mythic. Wow. I think there's a very good chance we're up against a meta deck here. You never know though. Okay, opponents come online. Get down the Sacred Foundry taps. And let me guess, it's going to be red. Isn't that what usually the high mythic players are playing? No. Looks like it's actually Dimir. Interesting. So we can search for an equipment. We'll just go for early pressure here though. So whenever it attacks, I won't target equipment to target attacking creature. So let's just think here. Lots of protection for our stuff. We only have 2 lands. Next turn we can use this to sort of try and ramp. Maybe I should have gone out with this. Yeah, maybe I should have led with this actually. Opponent's eyeing this. They don't like it. This is a very threatening card. Yeah, I shouldn't probably have led in with that. Too late now, but if I go back in time I would have gone for this probably first. And decides not to do anything. We play this because we have no other choice. So we can either search for an equipment. I think I'm happy to try and hold up protection here though. We'll go for this. Opponent's reading these cards like, what the hell? What's going on here? They better triumph. They did bin Arden. Oh boy. We're gonna have to win quick here. Destroy target artifact or creature. Wait, 2 damage to target tap creature. Guess we'll just use this. I don't think. Okay, submit 0. Okay, we're gonna have to fly in here. I was not expecting Arden. I thought this would be more like a Dimir control. And it's drawing and discarding. They're hunting for the very important reanimation spell, and once they find it, we're going to be in trouble for sure. Double strike. Other creatures you control get +1 for each aura and equipment attached to Kellan, but we don't really have that right now. So do we try to hunt for an equipment? Or do we just go for full out attack here? We better hunt for an equipment, right? Double strike, but it's pretty useless without an equipment. Let's try it. I don't know. We're an equipment deck without equipments. Yeah, I don't know. Ooh, we can actually search. Ooh, wait, no, let's get sheltered by ghosts. It's going to be more relevant, right? Because the opponent's probably going to. I'm guessing opponent's going to reanimate something now, so we can at least try to deal with it. Yeah, people really like the Cavaro, right? They go for the fear of missing out. Ooh, they got Delirium as well. Nice. Very nice for them. They're going to have multiple shots here taking us out. Pretty bad, pretty bad. They get Overlord. Oof, very, very nice. This seems to be like more of a... Oh, it's still Grixis, right? I like the inclusion of the Winter Night stories. That's pretty cool. So we have the Sheltered by Ghosts, but it certainly won't be enough because opponent's up to 26 here. So yeah, I think we can scoop here. Opponent managed to do the thing. They're a Reanimator deck. They managed to do turn 4 Arden, get Delirium. They kind of just popped off, so well done to them. Okay, well, reality certainly biting us hard here. After a very sort of cool initial run, you know, winning 2, we have been struggling and taking losses. Opponent goes first. I keep this hand, I think. Verilax the Havenskin. Cool. Not really sure why this is in the deck. It doesn't exactly synergize with the whole auras thing, right? Equipment thing. Go for this. Hope that they don't have a way of killing it immediately. They might. They might. They have nowhere to run. Oof, that's pretty bad. Gets around our ward. Unstoppable Slasher, and we have no real way of dealing with that right now. Don't have Sheltered by Ghosts or anything like that. If I play this as a blocker, Bloodletter of Aclazarts, oh boy. Gotta block, otherwise we're just dead. What do we do? Well, we need a creature, otherwise we're just toast, right? So we're just playing this, and I mean, I'm anticipating opponent will kill this right now and then just get in for the win. But yeah, we need to not play, you know, high meta decks when playing this deck. It's going to be very tough for us. This is clearly not a most competitive build out there, but I chose it because, you know, it's doing some interesting things. It's trying out some new cards, and it's always a good way to learn what's up. Okay, getting absolutely clobbered here. We have no creature, and we can't even play this because we don't have enough white mana. So we'll play this and this, and tell the opponent that they have won, unfortunately. Okay, pretty rough, but I'm just going to keep going with this deck today. It's the deck that I've chosen. I'm not going to change things. It is what it is. I knew what I was getting into when I started with it. I knew it probably wasn't going to do that well. But hey, it's got some new cards. Let's play around with it. Okay, something really weird just happened. I was playing a really good game, and then the client just sort of died on me. Weird situation. We'll keep this. Yeah, I literally clicked on my equipment because I wanted to equip it on a creature, and the client just died. And it was a really good game as well. I mean, I think I was going to lose it. It says flash, so we'll flash it in here. I think I was going to lose that game anyways, but, you know, it was like a good battle. Anyways, oh, good. We're playing against something a little bit off meta, it seems. Always makes me happy. Okay, land is pretty good. It means we can protect our stuff. Mobilize 1. We'll go for Cloud here. What's the way to protect Cloud? Now, I never know what to go for here. This taps down an opponent's creature. This lets me... Where's the one that lets me draw cards? Never know what to get here. Sort of wealth and power. I don't know. I'm just gonna go for this. And we can attack with you. We could use Sheltered by Ghosts, but I'd rather hold up that Sheltered by Ghosts for something a bit more relevant. And we're gonna have to hold up this 1 mana because... Okay, Yeah, that's why I wanted to hold up the Sheltered by Ghosts. To deal with this Anim. Very problematic card. So we're not going to block here. Okay. Can we get another land, please? We did get land. It's not ideal, but it's something. Gonna have to shelter this Anim. We'll put it on Cloud here. Happy to double attack, I think. Try and be aggressive since we have a life linking body. Hoping that the opponent tries to kill Cloud here, so we, oh, but they know about the protection, so they won't do that. Okay, we can equip for 4. We can equip for 3. Give it 2/2 hexproof and protection and 2/2 hexproof from monocolored. Okay, could be relevant. One mobilizes here. This just gives hexproof as well. So that gets around these Sheltered by Ghosts. Okay, so we need to. Okay, so they could double block Cloud if it only has 2 power. So this gives it equip 4, 1 less to activate for each color of the creature targets. So this, and then we still have the 1 mana, right? And now we can attack safely without this, without them being able to block it. Okay, that's fine. We gain life here, and again, I think we have to hold up this Ademi. War Leader's Call. Oof. Problematic. Let's see if opponent decides to swing all in here. They only swing with 1. And now we start getting pinged, so it's not a good situation. No blocks. They decide not to attack with the Voice of Victory though. I wonder why. Okay, land is actually really nice here. Do they have... Why would they not attack with this? I mean, are they planning on blocking or something? We just keep attacking it. Let's see what opponents got up their sleeve. They must have something. They take the damage. Okay. I think we can just do... This is pretty good, right? Double strike. Other creatures you control get +1/+0 for each aura and equipment attached to Kellan. But we don't have anything attached to him right now. What do you have? You got... Sorry, opponent. I'm reading these cards like for the first time, kind of. Let's do this. It's something that we can use for flying. And then we can actually just fetch and... Let's make sure we tap correctly. We'll pay white... No, hold on. We'll do this and this, right? So we can try and get something that we can put on you. Ooh, Sheltered by Ghost is nice. And you get flying if it's modified. Yeah, we'll take Sheltered by Ghost here, I think. And we'll end the turn. So now, we can Shelter by Ghost their stuff. And we can give it flying when we do so. I think that puts us in a pretty good situation. War 2 hexproof from monocolored. So I think that means like if it's a 1... So like for example, Lightning Helix would kill it, but Get Lost wouldn't. I think that's what that means, right? Lightning Helix. Do they have another? No. So we protect our stuff. They have a Mobilize 3. Can we deal 6 damage? Oof, opponent's going for a big attack here. We're not going to be dead, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No blocks. And we got sheltered by ghosts. Opponent's got 1 mana. Is there anywhere they have some trick? I don't think so, right? Okay, opponent scoops. I was trying to think, like, do they have some trick that I'm not seeing here? And they didn't have a trick, and okay, nice to get a win there. I was starting to wonder if I'll ever get another win with this deck, but we did get the win there in the end. Okay, currently 3-3. Let's see if we can get a tiebreaker. Opponent goes first. Do you keep a hand like this? We got nothing. We got this to kill something. Oh boy. I think you mull this hand. It's too slow. Okay, this is something to do. This is something to do. This is something to do. I think you ditch the equipment, but then you don't really have anything good with you. Okay, let's get rid of you. Keep some diversification here. We got an equipment. We got a way of equipping stuff for free. Case of the Uneaten Feast. No, no. Don't like that. It's a bad situation. Very, very bad. We don't have Sheltered by Ghosts as well. Unit Convocation. Okay, at least the opponent's a little bit slow to get going here. That is something. Get this, so we have all our lands. We'll go for you. It's okay, we'll go for you. I do like leading in with this. It's got some ward. Next turn we can try to play this down, and then the next turn get down the Buster Sword. That could be pretty cool. Opponent's doing Lifegain, but they're playing a couple of unconventional cards. You don't see this Lunar Convocation every day. It's a very cool card. I remember reading it when it first came out and being like, ooh, I like this card, I want to play it. But then I never really did, to be absolutely honest. Okay, they got a 3-2. And we need to find this Shelter by Ghost pretty quick. So we will attack here. I mean, I don't think opponent will block, but let's see if they choose to. Get this down. And then we can just get this down tapped. So our stuff has ward, which is pretty nice. But if we don't find Sheltered by Ghosts, I don't like our chances. Okay, opponent. There's 2 life to draw a card. What is going to happen now? They play the Sanctifier. So the Essence Channeler gets really big and attacks into us, and it also doesn't tap because of Vigilance, and they get bats. Oof. Well, opponent took a little bit of time to set up here, but it's paying off for them, and unfortunately we don't find any removal or anything like that. So we can't even attack in. 3+2. So we can get this down on you, but then we have to attack with you and lose it. Oof, that's really rough. Really, really rough situation here. Use this to tap down their creature, maybe? I don't know. Try to set up for next turn here. No attack. Okay, so this Lunar Convocation is here because it allows them another way. I mean, people nowadays are using the Starting Town, I think, to get the Essence Channeler, you know, basically deal yourself damage so that the Essence Channeler gets the Vigilance and stuff like that. What does it get? It gets Vigilance and Flying. But this is another cool way to do that, right? Because you get to pay to draw a card and do it as well. So that's pretty cool. Okay, I think our next turn, I mean, we're pretty toast here, but I think our next turn is currently our last real shot at this. If we find Sheltered by Ghosts, we might have a chance. Opponent has an 8-7. They burn all their stuff. So this could also be the version that plays the Raise of the Past. Opponent attacks. I guess we'll do this. Try preserve some life here. I don't think that's really going to be the difference. We're going to have to find this Sheltered by Ghosts. We do find Sheltered by Ghosts. That is pretty relevant, actually. Does that change the situation here? We can get this down. We can tap Amalia, but we're going to take damage. Hold on. What do we put Sheltered by Ghosts on? On you? I'm trying to think what we put it on. Probably on you, because you got the best ward. Okay, we're going to try this. And also then you got flying, so that's good. Okay, so that's relevant. Relevant indeed. And now we can play you and attack. This is +1/+1. So we can attack and then tap down Amalia. Put you on you. Oh, we don't get the trigger? Oh no, it's only after. Oh, whoops. Okay. I thought we would get it immediately because it says whenever this creature attacks. Okay, that's pretty sad. I didn't realize that. Okay. I thought that you could put it on and then get the ability, but we've already attacked. Okay, so that's didn't go according to plan. Okay, but the Sheltered by Ghost certainly made this game a little bit more interesting. But yeah, that's a huge misplay on my side. Oh, they got Exercise. So that is pretty bad. Okay, maybe we can top deck another Sheltered by Ghosts. Last time I asked for it and it just came. Will it come this time? Are we even going to have that time? Yeah, we have one more turn here. Okay, let's top deck another one. Not that it's going to help. I mean, look at this opponent's army right now. We top deck another Sheltered by Ghosts. Okay, that's ridiculous. We'll get the Buster Sword this time. We will do this. And what do we take? We have to take you so we can actually get in for damage. I think. And then we attack with you. And put on the Buster Sword. I think we have to, but then what are we doing? Yeah. And it really wants us to hurry up here. Ooh, nice. They've got the sword. Buster Sword. I'm going to highlight it just so that they can see. Okay, yeah. Good game, opponents. So we can block the Amalia. I have no choice. Witness my ultimate spell. Nice. Let's see. Let's see what the ultimate spell is. Ah, nice. This cleric is really cool, and they'll hit us for a lot of damage here. So yeah, as the opponent whittles us down here, let's just say that this deck, you know, I wanted to play around with it because I was looking for something that had new. Cards, and also something that would be a little bit interesting. So I was kind of looking for something that might win a couple of games, would have some new cards that we could talk about, and I think it did the job for that. I'm really hoping that as the days go on and stuff like that, people figure out more cool stuff to do with the new set, because currently it does seem a little bit underpowered, and from what I can tell, the current meta is just pretty much reverted to, you know, the old meta decks before through the Omenpaths released. So I do hope that changes, and I have found that does happen from time to time. It starts initially with the old stuff, and then people slowly figure out how to incorporate the new stuff into new decks and stuff like that. So we'll see how it evolves. Welcome back. I put my nostalgia aside mainly because I wanted to experiment with some of these new cards from the new set through the Omenpaths that maybe aren't getting much attention and people haven't really seen before, and I just thought this would be a cool way to sort of jump into the deep end, test a few things out and come up with a couple of conclusions, because oftentimes the best way to learn is just to jump in and actually try something for yourself. As you saw in the gameplay, I was pretty much reading a lot of these cards for the first time, and for me personally that is part of the fun of jumping into the arena with something like this, which is very new and fresh for me. So yeah, let me just talk about some of the new cards. I really did like the Ademi of the Silkchutes. Very cool that you can flash it. I always like flash creatures because they let me sort of see what my opponent is up to, and then I can decide what I want to do based on the situation. And the fact that you can pay one, sacrifice, and protect your entire board is pretty relevant and is a card that I do really like. I was pretty impressed with the Archangler's Skyrod. When you get it on something like Cloud and tap down two of your opponent's creatures, it is pretty cool because it might let you just squeeze in that last bit of damage. If maybe your opponent is trying to hold up two blockers because they think that's enough, they might not anticipate that you can maybe get this down, tap two of their creatures and just get in for that last pip of damage. I really like the Wonderweave Aerialist because it is Ward 2, which is good because when you're trying to go tall with something, of course having Ward is very, very good, and then you can maybe protect it with something like the Restoration Magic or something like that, and that is pretty cool. And then it gets flying when it's modified, which again, if you're a go tall deck, you do need to get through for damage, so that's an easy way to also go into the air. I really like leading in with this card because opponent would struggle to interact with it, and I found that if I ever had an option between this and something else, this is usually the card that I wanted to lead in with. And then the Verilax the Havenskin, I don't think I even managed to play it once. Obviously it's 5 white mana, so maybe is better suited to a pure sort of mono white build. But yeah, I can see this card being cool. White in this specific build, I'm not really sure. Like I said, I think the creator was just trying to experiment with new cards. And then with regards to the other stuff, I don't really know what to say too much. I mean, this is pretty cool if you can get it to work. I think you could maybe build around this. Obviously, this is pretty cool, the Raubahn, because you can get your equipments on something for free, which is very relevant because, you know, equipments are pretty expensive. Like to pay 3 and then 2, or pay 3 and then 3 to equip is pretty tough, and it's one of the reasons I tend to stay away from equipment decks, because best of one is very fast, and to actually pay to get an equipment down and then have to pay again for equipping is a bit of a problem. So this is maybe a way of trying to get around that. But yeah, that's the gameplay for today. And you know, would I recommend this deck? Of course, if you want to like rank up, no. I think it's, you know, pretty fun and experimental, but I don't think it's the most competitive build. But I enjoyed just trying to get used to a new way of thinking, a new way of playing, and I hope you did enjoy the gameplay. And if you did, stay tuned and consider subscribing, because there's going to be more nostalgic necro coming soon.